Good evening and welcome to your Wednesday edition of the AGP Sport. I'm Samuel Gillis. Thanks for joining us. Happy Labor Day. Making the cast this evening. It's not all about guns. Self-defense plays an integral role in the training development of the members of the Guyana Police Force. The details in this report. The 7th annual Best of the Best Karate and Martial Arts Tournament at the National Gymnasium over the weekend saw members of the Guyana Police Force participating, not just for awards, but to develop and sharpen skills necessary to be used in the arrest and constraint of criminals, and those need to be taken into custody by force. Chokes, slams, locks, and dominations were all part of their well-defined and tactical practices. 90 News spoke with Raul Harvey, a member of the Guyana Police Force, at the side of the mats at the National Gymnasium.
As police now, we have to be able to defend ourselves, right? Because we have to go out there with citizens who are very aggressive, so we have to be able to defend ourselves. But it's not always trying for a firearm, right? And shooting all over the place. You have to go by hand, right? Try to restrain them without causing severe injuries to them.
Among those that gathered was a medical student fighting for Phoenix Club, who fought with his girlfriend under controlled circumstances. She fought back like a professional.
She's a good fighter.
She's a good fighter. Was there any lump that she put you in that really had you thinking?
Yeah, she had me in an arm triangle, and she let it slip.
All right. Do you guys wrestle outside of this professionally? Outside professionally, you wrestle at home or so?
Do it.
You just do it.
We sometimes we go certain number of represent Guyana into the tournaments, but that's it.
In wake of the crimes that occur on a daily basis in Guyana, the general public is advised by the promoter of these programs, Professor Babagins, to be involved in learning tactics to help them defend themselves against those that seek to harm them. For AGP Sport, I am Samuel Gillis. In athletics, Guyana is set to host two major track and field tournaments back-to-back. But it was the Carifta 2021 Games that had few backlashes in the terms of the bidding process and how Guyana can offset such an expenditure. Stanford Howard has more in this story.
Our current minister in the office of the presidency with the responsibility for sports did not know of these games. Well, or a matter of fact, if he's not considered government, well, then I don't know who else is government. We know we would have made a bid last year when Dr. Norton was present, and before any communication took place between myself and the powers that be in the Carifta Congress, I called Dr. Norton, and he gave the blessings for me to go ahead and put our bid in and say, yes, we're interested in having it here. So wherever that rumor is coming from, I think you should dispel it immediately because the government did know.
That was the president of the Athletics Association of Guyana, addressing rumors that the government of Guyana was unaware of the bid for the Carifta 2021 Games. The Carifta Games 2021 would be gracing the shores of Guyana for the first time and would be the 50th edition of the game. It is estimated that the game will cost between $600 to $700,000 US, of which a sum of $200,000 US was contributed by the National Association for College Administration Counseling, NACAC. The president of the AAG, Aubrey Hudson, gave an insight to how funds would be garnered, adding that in addition to the cost, the benefits of hosting the game should be also noted.
600 athletes, each one of them contributing $150 US in levy. That's direct payment. We're talking about funds at least 3 times that amount coming to Guyana for the Carifta Games. And for me, based on how well marketed, how we market it, we can have a higher income coming in from it in terms of direct revenue income. We also must look at the whole tourism sector and the benefits to the tourism sector of having these meets in Guyana. And not just for the meet, but showcasing Guyana as a sports tourism destination.
He added that when all of this is combined, despite whatever budgetary shortfall exists, tremendous benefits will still derive from other areas that the game will bring to Guyana. One example he pointed out is that Lord Sebastian shows up at every Carifta game and with that brings ESPN and Flow cameras to Guyana to showcase the country. As such, he noted that against the backdrop of such marketing, $400,000 is a small amount to invest. In terms of infrastructural development to hosting of the Caribbean-like Olympics, Hudson said right now the target is still Lenora.
We're still working on our project document, which we're supposed to finish between now and May 15th. I think that document will be tabled, will be given to Minister. As a matter of fact, his ministry will form part of the organizing of this meet. And we will have consensus on whether we go with Leonora and do the necessary upgrade to Leonora, or what are the possibilities of getting a new facility in Georgetown. I don't know, but the government of the day says yes, we are ready and prepared to do whatever it takes to host the Carifta Games here in Guyana. But one other thing to note, and history will tell you that we would have gone to many other facilities for Carifta Games, and they do not have the kind of facilities that we have here at Leonora.
Guyana will be also hosting the South American Under-23 Games in 2020, and Hudson noted that the athletics body is happy to do so by hosting a smaller meet compared to Carifta, before which had some 28 nations coming to Guyana, as compared to South America with 13 nations. For HGP Sport, I am Stanford Howard.
In horse racing, the country's top horses will meet come May the 12th in Region 4 Democratic Council's race meet, set for Demerara Turf Club at Perseverance, East Bank, Demerara. Jaden Samuels reports.
Already 40 owners have penned their horses for a meet which features Victoria Red Regent Amazon Warrior uprising Up Top Boss, which will be among the favorite of horses on race day. The feature event will be the J class and lower, which will see the winner pocketing $180,000. The L class open, the L class non-winner, the unclassified 2-year-old, and first-timers are the races carded to compete for the $2 million purse. Working with the RDC, which have invested in getting the turf race ready, Compton Sanko says preparations are ongoing and the meet will be big given the horses are already carded while registration remains open.
And by that time, I think all the infrastructure work and the groundwork should have been completed, because we're trying desperately to complete all those work this weekend. So next week is just the little fine reason thing. Prior to that, we start the starting gate. We have to do some welding on the starting gate, and we do some chip and paint. We did some chip and paint so as to get back the gate in perfect condition. We had to purchase new springs and so on, so that the gate would fly at a fast rate. I think things are happening.
The organizer also mentioned that the RDC of Region 4 has pumped huge sums in this sport as they try to bring back a positive vibes for the horse racing fans in Demerara, which was dormant for more than 2 decades. Entrance fee to the venue, which is located just aback the Princess Hotel, is set at $1,000 for adults and $500 for children. Horse owners still interested in registering their horses can contact E. Elliott or Compton Sanko on telephone numbers 657-0071 and 600-7690. Jaden Samuels, HGP Sport.
And finally in cricket, Essequibo and Berby scrambled on day 1 in the Hand-in-Hand 2019 Under-19 Inter-County 3-day tournament. More from Stanford Howard.
On opening day at GCC Border, Demerara won the toss and chose to bowl. They wasted no time with their bowling efforts when they outshined the Essequibo side for a meager 75 runs from just 33.4 overs. Opening batsman Orlando Jolly top scored with 27, while the number 5 batsman Jeremy Scott chipped in with 17. Joel Spooner was the mastermind behind the destruction, grabbing 5 for 10 from 3.4 overs, while Kumar Torrington, Sasing Singh, Ash Mined all collected 1 wicket apiece. When the stumps were drawn, Demerara in their first innings reached 162 for 5 from 54 overs. Alpheus Buki struck a solid 52 and Robin Williams 42. Prasid Balkasin 11 and Zachary Jody 7 were not out batsmen at the close of play. Amit Prasad grabbed 2 for 45 from 20 overs in the bowling attack for Essequibo. At Everest, the select under 17 won the toss and elected to bowl against Berbice. Unlike Essequibo at GCC, they went down early in the day and crashed in their first innings for 127, all out from 36.2 overs. Select under 17 in their first chance at the crease reached 185 for 5 from 54 overs by the end of the first day of play. For HGP Sport, I am Stanford Howard.
And now in today's sports history. 1751, the New York Gazette carried the first public report of a cricket match played in America, New York. And that's all we have for this edition of your AGP Sportscast. But do remember, success is not an happening. It is a result. There is nothing mysterious about progressing. It is doing instead of doubting and working instead of wishing.